not destroy vital testing apparatus.
Welcome everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of The Game Drain with your boy Ham Solo, Matt Likes Games, Twan, and Hard Days Mike here with you guys. Kicking it on Sunday evening, here to talk about some games, what we've been doing as of lately, and what's been kind of going on within gaming news to the best of our knowledge. First of all, let's go on ahead and talk about what we've been playing as of lately. So I want to go to myself first on this one, actually. I've been playing...
plot twist.
Right. So I've been playing Wolong with Matt Likes Games, help push him through the end of that nightmare for him. And then City Skylines, have been playing the heck out of that. Pretty good game. Definitely a time sink. And Assassin's Creed, the original one, I've been playing on my Series X through the backwards compatibility. It's been
nice.
Fantastic. Been playing some of my Windows deck that I like to call.
That ain't gonna pick up, Ham.
I think that is pretty much it. I mean, I guess I've also played some. Forza Horizon 5 DLC, which just came out not that long ago. Fantastic game, which has really good music, and I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that's what I've been playing as of lately. Matt, what's been going on with you, brother? What you been up to? What you been playing?
Pretty much all the same things, with the exception of City Skylines and Assassin's Creed.
What about Vampire Survivors?
Oh yeah, Vampire Survivors. So like, I knew about Vampire Survivors. Like, I tried it before, and I never really played it. I played like 10 minutes of it, and then randomly, like, I got it on Steam Deck, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it.
Windows,
dude, it's
finally clicked.
It's so, like, I don't know. It's disgusting how good that game is, and it's silly how simple it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most simple game, and they're coming out with a DLC, and it's like, oh, it's $2, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna not buy it if it's $2.
It's like a coffee, you know.
So yeah, it's like, now I'm gonna just, because they already have a DLC, I need to buy that one too. But it's like, that game is, I can see what Loke is talking about now. That game is crack. That game is actually crack. I 100% can see that now. But Vampire Survivors.
Have you been playing Resident Evil at all?
I need to get back into that. Like Ham said, I wrapped up Wolong with him. Forza dropped a new DLC, which I've been on that. I'm on like chapter 4 of Resident Evil 4. I know there's like 16, 17 chapters.
You're still really early in there.
Yes, I am.
You're probably still like in the village, right? You're probably not even at the castle or
I was just in the boat with that giant
fish.
You're in the village, whatever that was.
So yeah, you're still like pretty early.
So I need to do that. I'll probably do some of that tonight. I'd like to stream that maybe here sometime. Maybe tonight, tomorrow. I don't know. We'll
if you
see.
do it tonight, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Saying.
I mean,
I'll
hey,
be
that
here.
sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, those that's pretty much all I've been playing, honestly. What about you?
Well, actually, I'm
Mike?
curious. Do you have the hair strands on, or do you turn those off?
Is that an option on? Is that an option on?
Yeah, in Resident Evil 4, you have the option to turn.
Is that on
hair
console?
strands off. Yeah, on console. Yes, console.
Oh well,
Yeah, there's like.
I honestly don't know.
I've not.
Oh, you
I
even
don't know. I haven't even looked at
I was
that.
just curious if you if you had
I
like,
saw-
no, I gotta have the hair strands on. You know?
Yeah, I saw somebody
It affects
post about
performance.
that.
It affects
Yeah.
performance though when you do.
I would
it.
imagine.
It's
I
not
saw-
worth it. It's not worth it.
I
saw
don't know if
somebody
you guys
post about
understand
it.
each other, but I don't understand what you guys are talking about at all.
Resident Evil 4,
Resident Evil
talking
4 has
about.
a hair strand option that like allows for better hair physics. I'm not fucking lying. That's what it is.
But it affects
It's
performance, so it's like not even worth it. Like the regular.
Like I don't
shit's
even
just
have it on
not-
my computer. I don't give a fuck about hair in video games unless it looks plastic without it on or something.
Yeah,
Like
I
Even then, I
haven't even
almost
looked
wouldn't
for
give
the
a shit.
option.
yeah,
haven't
but
even
it's
looked
there.
it
It's
up.
there.
That's something.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
it's Ham's favorite mode.
No,
He only plays with it on.
I just play in the ray tracing
want it.
performance mode.
So you do have the ray tracing on though, right?
It's and performance
Like
mode.
I didn't
60
have it.
FPS.
I just got the. I just have them both off frame rate, 60 frames.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. You know.
You
So
can
yeah.
get
Man, that
60
game is
FPS
so
ray
well
tracing.
optimized. They should be fucking
Yeah.
proud of that shit. Re-engine's insane. RE engine or whatever
It
the
is
fuck it's called.
pretty good.
Resident Evil.
Yeah,
engine.
One of
Yeah.
the best engines in the industry.
I mean, they use that engine for pretty much all the games at this point. I think even Street Fighter 6 is going to use that engine.
Oh, what's that one game?
Engine.
That one game,
Exo
Exo
Primal.
Primal, is in
Yeah, I
use
think
that
that's.
engine.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty
It
sure
is,
that's like their
yeah.
main engine going forward.
Yep.
So,
It's everywhere for Capcom. But yeah, that's
Because
what I've
I'm-
been playing.
yeah. All right.
What
And then Mike-
about?
Well, I downloaded Gears of War 5 because I've been playing a little bit of the Horde mode in that. And dude, that game is fucking fantastic. I don't know why I didn't get into it so much. I mean, I played Hidebusters when it came out, and that was fantastic. But I'm just playing.
Great.
Yeah, it's like I'm just playing a little bit of the Horde mode. I've jumped back into where I am in the campaign, and I'm like, holy fuck, this game was kind of open world, sorta, kind of. Like, I forgot about that. When I was just going around, I'm like in that place with all the red fucking sand right now, and it's like, oh, there's a place over here we can go and clear it. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, and it's like go clear them, and it's just I didn't remember that from when I played, so it's a gorgeous game. Like, and I'm actually up there saying the Coalition are up there with like the likes of id and RE or whatever the fuck that engine in with when it comes to optimization.
Mhm.
The only
Granted,
studio-
RE engine has some hiccups, but it's still there's still so much. Some people shit on them for the hiccups, but that engine's so fucking good that it's like
Mhm.
compared to we'll talk about later, Naughty Dog, or I'll talk about later, or I'll scream about later. It depends on how my mood continues. But I'm just kidding. Yeah, but love
Is he,
Gears of
though?
War. I mean, we'll see. Gears of War is fucking great. And it's better than anything on PlayStation, ain't that right, Am?
No.
Nice, no.
Yeah.
It's not-
Just got
Yeah.
a hot shot at Ham. That's really it. That and Doom Eternal. Plenty of Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And I bought a 4
Yeah,
terabyte
you don't even
SSD.
need to mention that. Yeah.
I also bought a 4 terabyte SSD, which is hysterical because
Oh,
the
really?
Xbox One is 180 for 1 terabyte. And I just find that fucking hysterical. That's still an issue.
Maybe one day, man, the third parties are coming in. They're gonna
Yep.
cut those prices down.
True.
It's gonna happen. I think how much did that other one bring it down? Like at least like 10 or 20 bucks.
It's 180. That's $180.
I know, but the one what was it before again?
$2
I don't
grand.
know.
2 grand.
220.
2 grand.
It was 220.
That's Twan. That's Twan.
2 grand.
Retro game hunting.
Yeah, that's
one.
like
I'm
that's
just
a
kidding.
Neo Geo right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like $200.
Yeah.
So it's a price drop, but it's like
So it's 20
Like-
bucks, and maybe maybe another one will come out. It's
Like
like
40.
20 bucks, even less.
yeah.
So
It's like
who knows?
$40. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Is
I don't know.
it
I
what?
can't
really?
do math.
I thought they dropped it down to $200.
Well, no, because I looked up the normal Seagate expansion. It's $220 at Best Buy.
Oh,
Okay.
It's $180 for this Western Digital one.
Actually, that is
Not too
that
bad,
is
actually, yeah.
good. That is at least good competition where they're gonna have to drop their prices too, and
I mean,
we can
you
let
would
the
know.
market actually.
But
speak.
then another one will come in, and then that'll probably bring it down.
Because like you can get like
you know?
you can get 2 terabyte SSDs that are like double the speed for more than like like for like $100 to $130. That's, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what the fuck.
This is a topic, by the way.
Oh, it is. Never mind. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, we'll move on. Yeah, we'll
You're
just
fine.
save that for later, you know.
What do you? Okay, who else has to go now?
I
Tuan,
think
what
I'm
have
the
you been
only one
playing?
left here.
Yep. go ahead.
So actually, yeah, we haven't done this last week. That's right. So I guess I'll just kind of touch up on what I did last week.
I had a day
but
of birth.
sorry,
That was my birthday last Monday.
it was your
Day of-
birthday.
Last Monday, so I had a day. I said I had a day of birth in between. I'm just losing my mind. You go on,
Okay.
Tuan.
Sure. Anyways, I've been doing my playthrough of Resident. I've been doing so much Resident Evil shit. Like it's actually like it's disgusting. But Resident Evil 8 VR, I was actually playing that. Like I got into it. Like I've been doing the first castle bit, and holy shit! Like Resident Evil 8 in VR is actually outstanding. It is probably like one of the craziest like gaming experiences of my life. Honestly.
Resident Evil. You said Resident Evil 4.
Village.
Okay,
8.
my bad.
So
I was
like
about to
8
say-
is yeah, because
Gotcha.
Resident Evil 8 has the VR mode now, right? With PSVR
Yeah.
2. And it is absolutely insane. Like just the motion controls. Like I remember I was walking, right? And this fucking the bad thing comes up to me. I'm like, what? And I just take out my gun and I just shoot it. Like it's like that's just shit you can't do in regular games, you know? It's just not possible. You know,
Shoot
those type of
bats?
move. No, like the way I reacted to it, where I take my
Sorry.
gun out and I move and I just shoot it, like and just that instant.
There's no
like,
other game. They got a gun and shoot. I'm sorry.
no,
I gotta shut the-
it's just like, no, it's like it's
I'm
the
kidding.
reaction, like the
Yeah,
like
I
the,
got
just
you.
a split second, like cool, you know. It's just
Mhm.
it's insane. Like it's
Yeah.
honestly just like a, and it's sad because I'll save the whole PSVR 2 thing later because there's that thing that's news for this week.
Mm.
But yeah, that shit is just amazing. And obviously after that, Resident Evil 4 came out, and I probably would have had it beaten already, but I was just so busy last week with like family shit, so I didn't really have much time to play it. But like now I'm playing it a lot, like this weekend, and now I'm on the island, and that game is just one of the best remakes I've ever played. Honestly, it's definitely, it might even be better than Dead Space remake. I'm gonna be honest, but it's I don't know, fucking Matt was like, the man was like,
I mean, I have to
like
beat
they,
it first. I have to beat it first.
they changed a lot. Like honestly, the Resident Evil 4 remake, it might as well be a brand new game, honestly, because like they changed a lot. Like even the way the story progresses, like they just like cut things out, they added new things. It's just, it almost feels like I'm playing the game for the first time again. That's what it feels like, and it's insane.
Yeah.
But
See, that's the thing. I don't have the knowledge of experiencing the first
that's
original
true, yeah.
game, so I can't speak on that.
That's true. But yeah, outstanding remake.
I like
And,
this layout you got going on too for the thumbnail, Matt.
Appreciate you, bud. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
looks
felt
really
like
nice.
that needed. I felt like that needed
Nice little refresh.
needed
Yeah.
needed to look better because the last
Yeah,
ones
that
weren't
looks
that awesome for me. So I had to do something about that.
Yeah, spice it up a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I've been pretty much doing this week. So all
Very
right,
good.
let's go on to the topics at hand.
Topics. All right. We're diving right in here.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, so I want to talk about this one because I know me and Ham are interested in this one for sure. So ASUS announcing their ROG Ally handheld PC.
That's a pretty big one.
This, I don't even know. Like,
Is it a joke? I didn't even know if it was real.
that
or
was
not.
my thought.
Yeah.
No, it's real.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
That was my thought because why on earth would you announce this on April Fool's Day? What kind of stupid decision is that? I mean, unless it, yeah, you got to be insane to do that. But I mean, by all accounts, it seems real. There is an actual Best Buy listing in this thing.
Yep.
No release date yet.
There's not
no
even
real
any
price
specs
either.
on it.
Yeah, no specs, no price, no release date. We don't know anything other than what they showed us, and that was really just people playing. So
Mhm.
we don't know.
It plays
But-
video games, guys.
Exactly.
I gotta know.
That's really all we know is that it plays video games. Now, I want to throw this out there because I just got a Steam Deck not too long ago. Ham literally just got a Steam Deck. Not
I've
too
had one
long
for a
ago.
while now.
I don't have.
Juan,
a
you
Steam
got
Deck.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I have a Windows deck.
Shut
Okay,
the
bud.
fuck up.
Okay.
Stop it.
That
Okay.
bothers
This
you.
guy on the
I
show.
mean, if it triggers you, that's your problem. But it's a
You have an Xbox handheld. We'll
I have a
say
Windows
that.
That so happily is a Steam Deck. Go
Yes.
Windows Deck.
Yes, and Tuan also has a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Windows
So
Deck. Or
well,
no,
Tuan,
he has a
I
Steam
don't know
Deck.
about
He
Tuan.
does have
It's
a Steam
yeah,
Deck.
I have a Steam Deck.
Matt
I'm too
has,
stupid to make it Windows.
Windows Deck, and he's in denial, and I have a Windows Deck as well. It's pretty fantastic.
Wow.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know you made it. I didn't know you put Windows on it. You
I
actually
did
Windows?
put
Oh,
Windows
shit.
I was in
on
the
it.
party with him as he was trying. I'm gonna be honest, it was hysterical, but also heartbreaking
Yeah,
how much
he
of a
was-
bitch it was.
Dude,
He was
I had
taking
a-
L's left and right.
I had a whole weekend. Ham did this. Let me tell you, Ham did this process. Real quick tangent. He did it in about what seemed like, from the outside looking in, about 20 minutes. Probably longer than that. But from the
It took about
outside
2
looking
hours, to be real. It took about
Yeah.
2 to 3
in,
hours.
so 2
Yeah.
3 hours for Ham. It took about 2 3 hours for me to completely wipe Linux off of the machine. So I had to reflash it with SteamOS and Linux. It took about another 2 days to actually
2 days.
get. Yes, I started this on Friday evening.
Matt
I
wasn't
wasn't-
having a very fun time with this.
I wasn't done until Monday when I got up, like around the time I got up. So
Oh God, that's
how long it took
You
me to
probably,
get
probably
Windows.
scared that you broke it or something at some
Dude,
point.
I thought when I took Linux off of it, I thought I just bricked it. I thought I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
have to
didn't you
RMA it.
technically? And then he had to like.
Yeah, I
re-download
did.
the-
I had a brick, because if I hit the power button, it would just say you can't boot this. There's nothing on here.
It's just a
Nothing
fucking.
on
It's just
It's like
computer
there's nothing
parts.
here. You can't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
There's no
There's
operating
nothing to
system. You can't do anything with it. Yeah, so
boot.
so I like frantically looked up what to do when that happens, and thank God Valve is smart enough to know that people are dumb enough like me to just do that. So they had it on their website that I could re-image it and reflash it and get it back on there. So I did it. Thankfully, I got it, and eventually I got Windows 11 working. I've got so far no issues since then. So fingers crossed that stays the same. But yeah,
So does the trackpad and everything work on Windows?
yeah, that's
Windows
that's actually how you move around in Windows. So yeah, and it does work in games, although it doesn't seem to be as efficient
Mm-hmm.
as it is in SteamOS, but it does technically work still.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to bring this up because it would seem that the Steam Deck kind of has some kind. I mean, depending on where this falls price wise, we have to see
Yeah.
about that.
It's going to be
It's-
easily
it would-
at least $1,000. I don't
Well,
see it.
I
Dude,
mean, they
that's
can't.
the thing, because ROG, Republic of Gamers, their whole thing is like flashy, expensive
Yeah.
shit.
Bullshit.
So it's like, so it's like this-
ROG Strix is like the best freaking GPU. Like
Yeah.
like when it comes when it comes to flashy, all the cool
yeah.
like it just looks very like it's like the cyberpunk of all
Yes.
the GPU.
See, not only
companies.
Not only that, but they can't take a loss on the hardware at all because at least
Nope.
with Steam, they could
They don't
fall
have-
back. Be like, okay, we got a storefront, right? And people can buy
Exactly.
shit. I mean, they don't have a storefront RGB, right? So it's like, where are they going to make money off of if they're going to take
yeah,
a
they're
loss?
relying
And
on
I
third
wanna
party
say-
things like Xbox. And,
And if I want to
Yeah.
say one thing, and I want to say this because you guys did this yourself. What version of Windows 11 are they going to be using? Are they going to be like using like the desktop version of Windows 11? Because that thing's
Good
going to have a
question.
battery life of a dead fucking fish. If that's what they're doing.
It's a good question. And the thing is, if they do that, they're going to have to put a huge battery
Yeah,
in that thing.
and
And
great
that's
specs.
going to, yeah, it's great specs as well. And that's going to drive up the cost on something that's already, just for the sake of it being ROG, it's going to be expensive.
Yep.
So then you got to factor that in. I don't know. I'm thinking, I mean, someone just threw out about 1,000. I think it was you, Ham, you said, right? I'm thinking
Me.
probably at least 1,000.
Yeah.
At least 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if they want it to be like,
They might have tiers, though. I'm not sure if they're going to do
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
yeah.
There's no way it's
I would
not gonna
hope
have
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would hope so.
you know what?
I would-
I was also thinking that this like if they named that price like under $1,000, I would have probably got this.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I still need to know if it like the most concerning part to me is just like battery life on it.
Yeah.
If that battery life is nuts, which I just don't see it being much more impressive than what Steam Deck does right now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel like I kind of took a little bit of an L, a little bit, but I just don't see it being like any different than the AM Neo.
And I'm gonna be honest, Ham. Even if you did quote unquote take an L, I'm gonna be honest here. I would have still just waited for the Steam Deck too, and just like I don't know. Like I feel
Who knows
like
that's gonna come out though.
The
I mean,
cool
right?
thing
they
about
said-
that is the support behind. I think, and see, I'm interested in what their support system is gonna look like. Because that was a big deal in me changing my mind on getting the Steam Deck over the AM Neo, because I was just like, dude, you can't even open up the AM Neo without it like voiding the warranty. Matt literally bricked his freaking Steam Deck or his Steam Deck trying to make it a Windows deck. So it's interesting to see what kind of support that they'll have and what all things that you can do to it. And as Mike just got done saying, what type of Windows are you going to have on it?
Mm-hmm.
No one needs solitaire on it when they load it up.
Yeah, right.
I
do. I'm just kidding.
I just feel like even if this comes out and let's say it's as powerful, I would expect it to be more powerful than Steam Deck. I mean, I would hope it is.
Yeah, it's coming out later, right?
But yeah, exactly. So it's like, let's say it's as powerful as a Steam Deck. I think just off of our Asus ROG Strix being what it is, it'll be a couple $100 more. Just off of that, because that's their thing. Now you factor in that the idea that it's probably going to be more powerful. How much more powerful, we don't know. But you factor that in, I would say over 1,000. And you probably also have tiers. So maybe you have one that's under 1,000, and then you go above 1,000. So I don't know, but I don't expect this to be, especially for how Ham you got it. For what'd you get yours for $479?
It was, so after tax it was $504, I think.
Yeah.
Which is like a crazy good deal. I almost got like I don't know. I'd want to say like $60 or $70 off, something like that.
Exactly. So I don't see this getting close to that price. And if it does, then it's severely underpowered.
Let me be clear. I don't regret my purchase, but I'm just like, wow, that timing couldn't have been any more.
Yeah, I get that.
It's hilarious completely. It is hilarious timing,
especially seeing that I waited out. I've been talking about this for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah,
and then like a week and a half after I get it, there's a new one. But like, who knows when it's gonna drop? So like, if they're talking about this could be like something that doesn't drop until near the holidays or something like that. And then I would have had to wait until then. And then if it's like $1,000, $1,200 or something like that, and it only does exactly what the AM Neo does, it just has a better support system, then I'm gonna feel like I won.
Sure. Yeah. I'm happy regardless now that I have Windows on my Steam Deck.
Like I just feel like the Steam Deck is just a great value overall.
It's like, I mean, I can play pretty much anything. Like, I'll go through that GamePass library. I'll often see a game where it says you check those minimum PC requirements, and I breeze right past that. I download it, I play it, and it plays fine. Dude, what's that?
Nothing.
Oh, was it booting into Steam?
I'm just turning on my Windows deck. No, it's not booting up Steam.
What?
Twan, are you?
Why does it have this? Why does it have the Steam logo or the deck logo?
Look at that little ring below it, Twan. That's Windows.
This is just showing off who helped it out. Like, this is like that little that little splash screen right before you get in.
I'm happy. You know what? I want to say I'm actually kind of happy that Ham says Windows Deck, because we should be supporting Microsoft
Windows,
more
bam.
often.
Oh shit!
I turn it on.
We should be supporting Microsoft more often. Good for you, Ham.
But like, is it just like a regular ass Windows computer where it has like the whole desktop and everything?
There it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Ham, don't you agree that we should be supporting Microsoft more often, like you are? The Windows
I
Deck.
think we should always be supporting Microsoft, even when they make bad decisions.
The touchscreen works and everything.
Yeah,
like,
I just touched.
works too.
Yep, I just touched it.
And with Game Pass is working, yeah.
I touch it a lot. I caress
Shit
it.
a lot.
I caress
Oh
it.
god, don't ever
I
say that
love it.
again.
I love it properly.
Uh,
Like a woman. Like a woman. Like
Oh my god, I
very
need alcohol.
soft and supple with it. You know what I'm saying?
oh my god.
Yo, you know
Feel
what
me?
someone should do? Someone should make like an application for Windows made for the Steam Deck, so it has like that Steam Deck, like, you know.
They do, and Keasante showed us it. It's called Play Night, and you
Yeah.
can put all the games from every launcher you have.
Yeah.
It'll put it right into Play Night, and you can have it so like as soon as you boot up Windows, it boots right into Play Night, and you can start a game
Okay.
from there.
Let's try to make it like
You
more like a
recognize
Steam
this
Deck.
That's
on Windows.
incredible.
Yeah. What are you doing? What is this?
You don't recognize
What is
that? Okay.
I don't know.
There
It's
you
like I
go.
can barely even. There's like the
Halo.
glare and shit.
Halo Infinite.
Is it Halo Infinite?
No.
Yeah, it's Halo Infinite. Damn
But
it.
I
Oh, okay. This is an Atlas game. ICP Studio.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let me just fast
hey,
forward through
you know,
that.
Ham,
it's-
wait,
yeah,
Ham
Persona
did actually
3.
eventually beat.
Wait, so
Persona
are you
3.
playing Persona 3 Portable on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
P3
Oh.
through the Game Pass app
Yeah, actually,
on
I
my
actually playing the.
Xbox.
You
Or,
actually playing the
or
game
on
right
my
now?
Windows deck. I apologize. I'm sorry.
On your Xbox. On your Xbox.
Yeah, have you
Yeah,
actually
fine.
been playing the game though, or you just booting it up for the first time?
No, this is
You're just
yeah.
showing
This
off.
is me booting it up after downloading
Burton.
it on there for the first
Is he
time.
Nice.
burning it up?
But isn't that cool? That's one. Like I'm
It's
playing
pretty
my
cool. It's
subscription
pretty cool.
service through
Yeah.
my handheld
That
device,
is dope.
which is
Pretty
just
sick.
it's incredible.
If I ever
It's
got a Steam Deck, I
fantastic.
would do
I'm
that
telling
as
you, dude, Redfall, and here's the thing. Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, dude, I can't wait to try Forza Motorsport on this thing. I want to
Well,
put this
see
thing
if
through
you
its
can handle it.
paces. Dude,
I want
if-
to see this thing run Starfield. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. That's
dude,
what I wanna see.
if this thing can if this thing can hit 20 FPS on Starfield consistently, I'll be blown away by that.
I think
I
they'd
just-
be missing out by not making this shit Steam Deck verified. I feel like that's
Well,
leaving money on the
that's-
table.
That's the thing. It might like Starfield could come out and be Steam Deck verified. It's just the fact that you're running it like it's verified via like back end things like what's it called? Like what's the fucking thing called on Steam OS for like Linux that makes Windows games compatible? Wine, yes.
Or was it Proton or something?
There is
Proton,
Proton.
yeah,
Yeah.
Proton, Wine, like whichever one it was. I think it's Proton.
I think
But
it was
yeah,
something.
like-
yeah.
It works with Proton, so it's like that might be verified on Steam OS, but if you boot it up on Windows, it might be a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it
So-
might be optimized for Steam OS.
So I'm interested to see what that's like.
Yeah.
Same with Redfall, because I would imagine Redfall Deathloop was Steam Deck verified. I'm interested to see if
Do you
Redfall.
guys, by chance,
Deck
have
verified.
your like battery option set to high performance though? For
Nope.
like
Mine's balanced. Mine's balanced.
Okay.
Mine's whatever the default is. I haven't really messed with that.
Yeah.
It means
Mine is-
ultra low saving power mode.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't know. I'm the
Yeah.
only one out without a Steam Deck.
Yeah, man, you lack a Steam
I
Deck.
highly recommend it. It's so
I'm also a person without a PS5, and I'm therefore the
And
happiest
that's like-
person
that's-
in the voice chat.
That's just
That's
I'm
terrible.
therefore happier.
But like this
Like,
game right here,
imagine-
which this game is pretty intensive. Madden.
Madden. Oh
This
yeah.
game runs at a smooth.
Well, why is there
40
still
FPS.
like the?
I don't
why
have
does
it.
the show-
I don't have it in full screen mode for this game
Okay, yeah.
specifically. As you've seen, the Persona game was in full screen, but this one I don't
but-
have in full screen because when I was first learning things about this, I was learning that you had to turn on the controls to Xbox 360, and I didn't. And then there's a few times where I messed up and forgot to do it. But now that I know it, I can turn this back into, the full screen mode now.
Do you mean by doing that through like Steam's like OS, where it's like just make it read as a 360 controller, or
no,
like
directly through Windows, right?
Yeah.
yeah?
Like, he's
Oh,
uses the
okay, I
Windows
get
Deck,
what you
not Steam Deck.
Yep.
No, I know, but
Yeah,
Steam
it's a
also
Windows
has
deck.
even on PC. Yeah, but Steam also has like an input
underwhelming.
thing that you can like make it read how you want it to.
Basically, what it is, it's like how there's like the Steam Deck tools or whatever it's called that lets you manage power, all the things that you can do from your Steam OS on Steam Deck. They ported it all over to Windows, so you can do it all on Windows. It's just called different things.
Wonderful.
But yeah, so it's nice. It's very convenient. It's very, very convenient. But yeah, I wanted to bring that. First of all, well, I guess we talked about that, right? Like,
What are we talking about?
it's the ROG Ally handheld. We don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to it's kind of hard to discuss it really outside of like what they showed us, which is just people playing it. So I mean, I feel like we move on to the next thing, which is
Yeah, actually,
the
speaking
last-
of April Fools, we're talking about it because like that was announced on April
Oh.
Fools, right?
it was. Yes.
But there was another thing that was announced on April Fools, and that was that free Sonic game. I'm not sure if you guys heard about that. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
I actually
Got
played that entire
killed.
game last night, and that game was actually amazing. Like it's like under like 3 hours long, just a little under it. And for what it was, like it was just really high quality for what it was. It was just a free game that they released on Steam, and I just played it through my Steam Deck. It worked perfectly fine on there. And yeah, I had a
Wow.
great time with that. So that was just a little cool thing that just came out of nowhere. And oh man, all the great games are just shadow dropping this year. I swear to God. Like we got fucking Metroid Prime Remaster. We got this game. We got Hi-Fi Rush. Great games coming out of nowhere. But yeah, that was a great. I
Starfield.
actually highly recommend. Yo, Ham, you should check that game out. It's actually really good. It's like a fucking visual novel Sonic game.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Ham's too busy with his Windows deck right now. Looks
Yeah,
like.
I'm
Ham's getting a-
just screwing around.
Ham's-
I have this.
Ham's
game
getting
here.
immersed.
Just wanted to
Yeah.
show that thing off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting a solid 40 FPS right there. It's pretty good. Not too bad.
40
Nice.
FPS. Nice. But
Yeah, I have
when
it
you're in
set,
Windows
I
mode,
have it
Art,
set to get 40 FPS.
like how would you set that though? Like through Windows.
Frame rate limiter.
Yeah, there's a frame rate limiter.
I
There's
even know.
So like I said, it took me like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to get all this stuff set up, and that includes all the downloads for like the different drivers, so it could pick up that the communication between the buttons on here and Windows. That includes sound as well. It just pretty much everything you have to download drivers for and get put onto there. And it sounds like a lot of work, but it's really simple. Matt made it just extra difficult.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like if I were to try to do this, I
Matt-
could do the Matt route and I'd fuck up first and have to fix it. You know. It's-
7
The thing is, like once I figured it out, it was so fucking simple. Like I was hitting a wrong button on Rufus or whatever. I had like a setting wrong or whatever, and that was my problem. Once I figured that out, I was like up and running within like 30 minutes. So just don't pick the wrong button. Don't click on the wrong button at Rufus, and you're fine. But
I just like the convenience of the Steam OS. I like the menus
nice.
and everything. It's really nice to have all that. You know.
it's nice. But it's better to support Microsoft.
True.
Exactly. So we can move on now to the next topic,
Small indie
Which-
studio Microsoft.
which Mike wants to talk about a little bit, I know, which is The Last of Us, because it launched on PC since our last show. Did this launch last week or was it this week?
That's a good question. I don't fucking know. Time doesn't
What's that?
exist
What
anymore.
launch?
The Last of Us on PC. That was the
Oh.
27th?
Yeah, so
I think-
that would have been this week.
Yeah,
Last
so
week.
awesome.
So on Monday.
So, yeah,
of last week.
it launched
It was
it launched this
amazing.
week, and it was not the best launch. It was, again, one of the few games on Steam I've ever seen with mostly negative reviews at launch. The only other one I saw was another game that launched last month, The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, mostly negative reviews on Steam. So Last of Us was not off to a great start, but they're trying to
Not
fix
at
it.
all.
But Mike, I know you have some thoughts and feelings about The Last of Us port.
Yeah, it's not looking good. How about that?
No.
For example, we're gonna just talk. I'll make it brief. I'll make it quick. I'm gonna talk about its VRAM usage. To play on low settings, you need about 6 to 8 gigabytes of VRAM to play at 1080p, and it literally looks worse than the PS3 version of the game.
PS3 version?
No, yeah, I'm not being hyperbolic. I will send you.
No,
the
he's
fucking
not.
video.
He's not. He's not.
It actually looks worse. It's actually missing textures, missing complete shadows. Pools of water are pitch black. because there's like no texture on them. And not even above that is that no matter what, and apparently no matter what setting you play on, it'll reserve more VRAM for your OS. I found out something that if you play on like ultra textures, it'll reserve like 4 gigabytes for the OS for some reason. And people have found out that it's likely doing that because it's a straight port of the PS, and not even a good straight port. And I'll get into that also. Is that it's like, so basically what it's doing is that it's just it doesn't have any good VRAM. I believe I'm stumbling on my words now when I was ranting so elegantly in
earlier, yeah.
But
the pre-show,
it's like textures are missing completely on ultra settings. Complete light sources are missing. Complete reflections they're there. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you look at the water, you'd almost think that shit's ray tracing. It's really, really good, but there's like light sources gone, shadows completely gone, textures disappearing. Or like there's one where like Joel's face, there's a common bug where it just goes completely pitch black. And he's like, and it's like a common one.
Showing what they really think of us. I tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Kidding.
Did you by the way see the David Jaffe joke on Game On Daily?
No, what'd he say? I don't even say that.
He said something to the effect of Square Enix doesn't think that they can put black people in their games. They should get who's the developer? Iron Galaxy. He said they should get Iron Galaxy on it because of that, because of Joel basically being in blackface.
That's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god!
Damn, but yeah, Jaffe's going at people's neck.
Jaffe was going in on Game On Daily. That was a fantastic episode. But yeah, keep going, Mike.
I gotta check that out. But so I'm not even gonna talk about how broken this port is, like how like literally on high and medium it looks better on PS4. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm actually gonna go a little bit onto the concept of this whole AMD versus NVIDIA war, because a whole giant debate has sparked up about VRAM. I'm of the belief that NVIDIA is way too skimpy on their VRAM. However, I'm also on the belief that okay, so you know how there's on console, there's like there's target specs, right? Yep. There's target specs that you could shoot for. If we go over and take a look at Steam's most commonly used hardware, a majority of it, I mean, a decent chunk of it is actually in the 30 or the upper 20 series. Like, that's actually not bad at all. And most of those VRAM on that card is ranging from 8 to 12 gigabytes, right? So when you build these ports, you do have a base. Everyone says like, oh, there's so many configurations. There is. Like, yeah, you're not wrong. However, there is data out there to show you what you should probably be trying to shoot for. It's not just like you're throwing some random dart into a wall. There is data for what the average user is using. And that's what makes me upset, is because everyone's like, oh, they're not giving enough VRAM. It's like NVIDIA should be, and I agree, NVIDIA's way too fucking stingy. The fact that there's an 8 gigabyte cards, now that I think about it, is fucking insane. But it's more than just that. It's more than just you need more VRAM to fix broken ports. It's that these developers, I'm not saying lazy devs, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing it. I ain't going to do it.
You know, it's always deadlines, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like, but it makes me frustrated because everyone's like, well, you know, the consoles have, the one misconception I keep hearing is the consoles have 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which actually isn't even true. Apparently, at least according to Digital Foundry, on the PS5, it's more like 12 to 12.5 gigabytes that can be used for VRAM. So even there, that why the hell does the lowest of the low settings use 8 gigabytes? When the game, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me because I don't know what hardware they were using to target to make this game. It feels so lazy and rushed.
Some random NASA computer or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so, even on ultra settings, it's missing texture features that the PS4, like Last of Us 2 had, even on ultra settings, of certain lighting effects that are just not there. And it's just, and I appreciate Naughty Dog 100% for coming out and said, this isn't okay. This isn't quality. You guys expected better from us. And they've already released 2 or 3 hot patch fix thingies. But it's like, how often does this shit need to happen until these developers like start doing shit right? Until they actually start putting time into these ports. There's a reason why PlayStation bought, what are they called? Nixon? Something.
and
Nick
it's not
says-
that big of and they're not huge, so they can't take on every PC
Everything.
port.
But this
for
is the
Sony.
thing, though, is
Sony needs
that's
more
the thing,
help.
though. They're not that big. And that's what pisses me off, is they're not that big. And the way they've handled every port thrown at them has floored almost every other AAA developer in the fucking industry. When they made Returnal, they said they redefined the way that textures load in, so you do not need 12 gigabytes or even 10 gigabytes of VRAM to play that shit at high. They put that effort in, and I'm wondering why the fuck can't these other studios do the same damn thing?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
and everyone's like, oh, there's so many different. I'm like, no, that's not it. That's just specs. We're talking about engines. We're not even just engines. We're just talking about optimization. Why can't we get that? Why can't we just hire someone that knows it? Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating because it's like, why is this little fucking team? And I understand because they specialize in it, but it's like, are you telling me we can't find fucking anyone for these AAA developers to not release broken shit? That's really all I got to say on that one.
and I always assumed it would be easier to develop for consoles than PC, because PC, it's like you got this graphics card, you got that graphics card, you got this, you got that. There's a lot more to have to worry about where this has to work properly with this graphics, because like different architectures, kind of depending on what
but the PC now uses the same architecture in consoles. That's what was the whole.
Yeah, that's true, but it's just.
But I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but there's certain things that are broken that don't align up with why they are broken. Like, it doesn't make sense as to why they're broken so badly in the way they are. And it's just frustrating as a person that wants to buy games, has to be like, I'm going to go spend my money somewhere else because you just didn't put in the effort to show that you cared about my $60 or $70. And it's kind of a shame, really, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's my intention on
Yeah.
that.
I guess Portland in his heart, I guess.
Yeah.
There's only so
And
much.
Nixus are goated. That's all I'm going to say.
All I know is I know jack shit about coding and shit, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. But it's just frustrating because they're, like to say earlier, like everyone's like it's like this giant question mark when it comes to developing. But there's still data out there to show what they can be shooting for to at least chisel it down.
I see what you're getting at, right? I mean, you have these people, the small studio, and they're doing better shit than people that are in AAA studios, so you think they would have at least one guy that knows, like, hey, I know how to do this, but I guess not. It's like
it's weird, and hopefully and right now Microsoft, in my opinion, have like some of the best PC. Like, I don't think what game have they, other than Halo, but Halo has all these type of issues in general, but Halo isn't broken on PC. It's just what's that engine called in that?
Slipspace or something?
Yeah, but Microsoft, in my opinion, I'm not worried about Microsoft with their. I mean, I'm ready for Starfield to launch with all fucking crazy kind of issues. I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. I'm waiting to barely hold 30 frames. I'm like, I'm waiting for it. But to me, it's like with a lot of these other companies now, it's like, even to me, I at least appreciate that Naughty Dog did say that. In my opinion, I'm not worried about Microsoft. Cozy, shut your mouth. That it isn't quality, and that we need to do better to get it fixed. Our customers deserve that, and I appreciate that.
I mean, I feel like they had to do it. I mean, it was pretty obvious.
They did, but Spacer's Choice, dude, they didn't get an update out until like a week and a half later, I think.
Sure, yeah.
It's like they rushed out a fucking hot patch or hot fix in like fucking 4 hours. And of course, it didn't fix everything, but at least showed that, hey, we're on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ham. That's it. That's it.
That is gonna be the whole podcast.
Just roasting me in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, that's enough of me. It's just frustrating as a customer that wants to actually buy things. Just be like, I guess I have to spend it somewhere else. I mean, it is what it is. Oh well.
I just think it's like bad. It's bad management.
Yeah.
Well, not it's like
it's bad
the whole publishing arm in this specific case, I mean, in a lot of cases, but in this one specifically, is to blame for this. I don't think Naughty Dog loves the idea of putting out a broken game.
Yep.
I find it hard to believe that anybody releases a game on PC broken and says, "Well, that's that." It's just. I feel like
What's
PlayStation
crazy?
wanted
Sorry, go ahead.
PlayStation wanted it out to coincide with the show, which is silly because it didn't coincide with the show because the show was already over. So it's like, I mean, you might as well have just taken your time at that point.
Yeah.
But like, you wanted to push it out as fast as you possibly could, and so instead of giving the devs time to make a competent product, you said, "Hey, fuck it, get it out."
Yep.
Same thing that happened with Cyberpunk. It's like you got yourselves an amazing game there, but you just kind of said, "Hey, fuck it, it's not ready, get it out." So
I feel
way
bad for
long
them
enough.
the most, because they're so on record saying this shit was not ready.
yeah,
Like I
Just
feel
imagine
bad for them
putting
the
some-
most.
Yeah, just imagine being forced to put something out there that you know it's not ready. It's like, you know, you're looking at everyone, you have a team of people, and it's like, this is not ready. And you have those guys in the suits saying, you got to release it. You know, it's like, it must be so stressful for them.
not only something you know is not ready, but something you know is not ready that is supposed to be a once in a generation game.
Yeah.
Specifically the case for Cyberpunk. I mean, I guess you could say the same for Last of Us, but it's been released with like 3 different times at this point. So it's like, I'm not
Getting
really
the Skyrim
counting
levels
that,
of
but like,
release.
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like that game is supposed. Dude, we heard about that game in 2013,
Yeah.
and it had so much hype, and then you just released it completely fucked. So yeah, I think it's a publisher issue, and you would hope that at some point the publishers would start to realize, hey, maybe it doesn't need to be out 3 months early.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just let them work on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not the case. So, you know, hey, fingers crossed that it hopefully does become the case. But yeah, that is Mike's thoughts on
I got one
on
last piece.
PC.
It's just a funny notice. I'm not going to worry. It's not a new point. It's not a new point. I've noticed that any game that recommends a 40 series card as the baseline, anything like the recommend, that shit's broken. That's all I'm going to say. It's broken.
Oh,
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it's
the 3080 is like 30 or 40% more powerful than what's in the current that should be that, or the 3090.
That should
Like,
be like
there's-
best case scenario, not the minimum. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no reason. That's all I got to say.
yeah. It's there was a take. I'll save it for later. If I can find it, I'll have to find it.
Yeah.
But I'll save it for later. But yeah, that's thoughts on The Last of Us on PC. I'm sure none of us. I mean, Tuan, you haven't played it. I haven't played it. Pam, you haven't played it.
No, God,
So
I'm not interested.
I kind of want to run it on Steam Deck, just see what it's like on Steam Deck. I kind of just want to see how that runs.
I want
See
to see
it.
what that's like.
Probably
Yeah,
be
Tuan,
a-
go buy that right now. Do it.
yeah, there you go, Tuan. Go buy
How much
it
is it? Is it
and
like
find
50,
out.
$60?
It's 60
I think
bucks
it's-
American.
Is it 60?
Yeah.
I thought it was 50.
American?
Jesus.
So it's like, yeah, that means it's like 80 in mine,
Uh.
my money then. Or something.
Also, you're
That's
gonna have
so
to let it sit
silly.
at the main menu for like an hour so the shaders compile. It's.
I saw that one picture trending where it's like Steam Deck on The Last of Us on Steam Deck is sending me. It's just a picture of like Joel's face, just like all like, you know,
giant
black.
eyebrows. Oh, that one.
giant
Too, yeah.
eyebrows. Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
one where he looks like a fucking caveman. It's like, it's like
hilarious.
You should you guys should check my last tweet.
Oh god.
What's the last tweet?
You
I'm
should
gonna
check
go look
my
at it
last tweet. It has to do with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Last of Us on PC. It's not in the best state, but it's hey, fingers crossed it's getting better.
Are you talking about the Simpsons thing?
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that. I just retweeted that. That's fucking funny. That was great, man.
Yeah, man.
Sorry,
But
I'm gonna see that.
but up next, we are inching closer to Xbox Game Pass, friends and family. The,
Oh,
the
yeah.
friends and family plan coming to North America because it seems
Does it come out on
to be-
Canada too?
I would assume so. I mean, that has to be like the
I
eventual
don't know.
plan, you know. But it's continuing its rollout in various different regions across the globe. It seems like the newest place is New Zealand, I believe it was, and that is going to be $40 a month over there in their currency. Whatever that translates to, I think Ham, you did the math. It was about $25 a month in America. So previously, the plan was only available in Colombia and Ireland. Now, I know, Mike, you're pretty excited for this. I'm excited for this. I mean, whenever we get it, hopefully sometime
What
soon.
are we talking about right now again? Sorry, my
the
brain
Game Pass
Yeah.
Friends and Family.
We're going to be on that 100%.
Yes.
So
We've already got like a group of people ready to sign up for this, but we're waiting for it over here in America. I know,
need to hurry the fuck up.
Ham, you said you're pretty interested in this for your family as well, right?
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking into it as long as it's $25. If it's like 35, $40, I don't want it to go any further past $30. If it's beyond that, then I'm probably just gonna stay where I am. Or I'll just take that last spot that you guys have.
Yeah.
So it's really just kind of up in the air right now. I'm waiting to get a specific answer that it's $25. I just did the conversion and seen that it equaled $25.13 compared to the $39.99 price set in New Zealand, and that's as far as I got with it.
Yeah. I would imagine it would be less than 30. If it's 40 in New Zealand and their currency is, I mean, again, just like Australia is so much different than ours. Things are way more expensive. But if it's 40
like
there,
Canada.
I would imagine. Yeah, exactly. Just like Canada.
Canada's fucked. That's all.
Although I will say New Zealand seems to be edging out Canada in terms of just dumb prices. Australia, New Zealand, and then you got Canada up there
Australia's
as well.
fucked too, dude.
Yeah, Australia's insane. But yeah, if it's 40
have
there, I would
competition.
imagine. Yeah, I would imagine 25, 30 over here. And probably in Canada, probably like 35.
Yeah.
Something like that. They
Yeah,
add an
that's
extra $10 for Canada. Who
Yeah.
knows?
The Canadian tax, you know.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
that lovely Canadian tax. But yeah,
I'd like to join that final spot you have, but I don't think Canadians and American can mix together. I don't know if that could work.
that'd be interesting to find out.
just like real
honestly.
life. Just like real life.
Just like real life. If I ever see you, Twan, I'm gonna hit you. No, I'm kidding. But
I'm not. I will. I'm just kidding.
Better not.
Yeah.
But that's, oh my goodness, where am I? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family plan. We don't even know when it's rolling out in New Zealand, but it is coming to New Zealand, and that hopefully means we're getting closer to seeing it in America. And then I think the biggest news from this past week was E3.
Oh yeah,
E3
or the lack of E3.
Yeah, E3 just getting completely nuked. So E3 is done for this year, it would seem. And I kind of wanted to ask you guys, because we talked on a Ham show on Friday about this, and I kind of already know Ham's thoughts. Ham was going to be going to this E3.
Really?
I want to ask,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Twan and Mike, what do you think this means for the future of E3?
You want to go first, Juan, or me?
I guess I'll go first. I mean, honestly, I feel like most of us kind of saw this coming, honestly. Like, especially when all the studios were backing out. I think Ubisoft backed out, and then Sega backed out, and that was kind of like the final straw for them. We're like, okay, like, why are we even having a show at this point, you know? Like, it just didn't make any sense at that point. So, like, I feel like most of these guys are just switching to, they think, okay, it's cheaper just to stream the shit instead digitally, right? Where they have Nintendo Direct setup. Because I think Nintendo kind of started that, and then now PlayStation's doing it. Because I think PlayStation hasn't even been at E3 since like 2018, I believe. I think 2018 was their last E3 press conference.
I believe so.
Yeah, that one was so weird. They're like in a church or something. Like that was a bizarre press conference.
That entire press conference was just like a musical. I don't know what.
Yeah, it was.
It was just
They're
a
like
bunch
in a
of
church, and then
instruments.
they went off to like some random booth. It was just so, I didn't know what the hell was going on that whole press conference.
They got like a group of people playing the flute. You got the dude who plays the guitar for like The Last of Us was playing guitar for like 30 minutes. It was
like
it was a weird show.
Yeah, just the way they were, like it wasn't consistent, like where the place even set up. It was like like I said, it was in a church at first, and then it was just outside, and then it was in some random stadium. Like I don't know what the hell was going on. But
I couldn't
anyways.
tell you. It was a weird show.
Enough of that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like most of these people that like most of like at least the big three, I feel like they just don't want to bother, going to E3, having to spend that money rather when they could just. I feel like they're big enough where they could almost feel like they could handle them themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
where it's like, okay, we're big
100%.
enough where we don't really need E3 because we could just, and just, I mean, if E3 never gets those three, I feel like there's might as well not even be an E3, honestly, because I feel like E3 kind of revolved around Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. I feel like in a way, they're like the three. They're like the main attraction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely helped with the hype.
Like-
I know it was kind of floated on Bullsitting on Friday, maybe perhaps having a more indie focused event, not necessarily E3, but I know Casante brought up that Wandering Dutch actually does that. So that's a thing that I actually need to look into, but that's something that he actually does and he's been doing for the last few years, I believe. But yeah, that's something to think about. I mean, something that somebody should be tapping in on. And Mike, what do you think this means for the future?
I know what's funny is like Keeley was saying that no hate towards Keeley. That's saying like,
Oh, yeah.
it's because they didn't want to advance with the times. But I think, and it's funny because he and others are saying, oh well, E3 was too corporate and too serious. I'm like, I don't know about you, but I find this new shit we're doing is very corporate, very sponsored by media. By movies and actors and
just like
this
like
doesn't feel like video
Awards,
games.
It's like
I'm getting movie
God.
trailers endlessly in my gaming conferences. I'm getting fucking The Rock advertising his fucking energy drink. I don't understand. It's not. I'm sorry. Just to say, it's just frustrating. It's like everyone's like, "Yeah, this is gonna allow them to be like." I don't know. When I felt like it was at E3, they were forced to show video games.
Yeah, that was video games, right?
Like I didn't.
Like I said, you have like random ass actors, in the Game Awards showing. Like,
I'll tell you.
Video games,
I'll tell you what I don't want to see at a game show is Imagine Dragons performing their new single. I don't want to see that at a game show.
They need, and that's what makes me frustrated too, because like, and I'm not gonna hate on Keeley, but when he was saying like, oh, E3 failed because they were unable to adapt, I'm like, that's completely unfair to also not recognize how your show even was born.
It's out of pocket.
And
it's out of pocket.
Yeah, it's so untrue. It's like it's actually kind of frustrating that the reason your show was able to thrive was because of the fact when COVID happened, it was like firsthand experience of people being like, holy shit, we can really do so much on our own. Not the fact that they couldn't, like, that was out of pocket. That was kind of really unfair. But I really think gaming shows have been even more corporate now. Like, I know what's funny is I actually miss the fucking CEO or whatever of Microsoft or PlayStation or whatever walking out on stage talking for 5 minutes or 20 minutes and then or 10 minutes, whatever, and seeing like 30 games and then it's over. And then tomorrow I saw Ubisoft and I saw Microsoft and I saw Nintendo's and then everyone just fucked off again. Now I gotta wait for 40 different shows. I gotta see movie trailers. I gotta see musical acts that have nothing to do with the games. I don't know about you, but this seems more corporate to me than what it was.
It does.
Also, I can't meet developers anymore. Like I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is actually a lot worse than it progressing in a way where gamers feel more connected with developers. I don't know. Just me.
I think it's worse. I think it's worse if the future really is just all digital events. I think it's worse. What gives me hope, and I would hope that PlayStation does it. I know they used to do it. I'm not sure if they still do it. But Xbox has FanFest.
True.
Now, I think last year it was kind of a digital thing or very small, limited, like in public or in person thing. But like, if that were to come back and full-fledged like it was, I remember whenever they announced they were acquiring Obsidian and Ninja Theory and all, like FanFest, it was like a massive group of people gathered together.
Yeah.
PlayStation also had what's it called? I forget what it's called, like PlayStation
think
It was
what
where
we're talking about.
it was where they announced The Last of Us Part 2. I know that. It was back in 2016. They announced Last of Us Part 2 at their
Yeah, it was
own
like those
thing.
events. Yeah, it was like those
Yeah.
little events, like mini press conference
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I remember. I think one of them. That's where they also announced like Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. I think as well, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
So it's like if we can get stuff like that where it's like
Yeah.
it's cool to have your digital show at like around the normal time of E3, but like in November or December or whatever, just sometime during the year, have something in person so that people can actually get out and meet like the people who worked on the games. Because it's like I would have loved to go to E3. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
That's what it was called. It was called like PSX or something.
PSX. Yes,
Yeah.
PSX.
Yeah. When was the last time they did that? Like,
I'm not sure. Also, the only reason I remember PSX is because again they announced Last of Us Part 2 there. They showed the first trailer of Last of Us Part 2 at PSX, and I think Ghost of Tsushima was there one year. I'm not entirely sure, but I know they stopped it a while ago.
Yeah.
So
'Cause I haven't seen them doing it in a long ass time.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that PlayStation has announced that they're doing some sort of show before Keeley's show this summer. So
That's good.
there is something to look forward to when it comes to PlayStation games for sure, other than just the obvious that is Spider-Man and Spider-Man Final Fantasy.
We're only 2 months away, by the
that.
way. Only 2 months till that time of the year.
yeah, it's I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. Like I said, I wanted to go to E3. That would have been like kind of a bucket list thing. And I know it was never going to happen this year. Probably wasn't going to happen next year. If it was going to happen, it would have probably been the year after that. And I just don't know that E3 is going to be a thing
yeah,
the year after.
just done. You know,
That's the thing. So I'm probably going to have to look at other events to go to.
We should go to the Xbox
PAX,
again.
I guess.
We should all go to the Xbox.
Yeah, I want to go to
I'm down.
PAX. I want to go to PAX West now, but Matt, I think it'd be insane. Like all of us, really.
Yeah,
I think it'd be nuts if we planned on going to PAX East next year, because PAX East.
If you guys go to PAX East, doesn't that happen in like Boston?
Yeah.
When does that happen? Dude,
PAX East.
It's in
that'd
Boston.
be perfect. That'd be perfect for me.
Or it was in Boston. I don't know if they change it every year, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. I'd be like
Probably
I'd be down to go
drive
to
for
an
me,
event.
though. Probably be a bit of a drive for me, you know.
I'll
be fine.
Get a plane ticket or something.
Maybe.
Get a
Maybe.
plane ticket.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
shit.
don't
if
make
you
me
how much
want
gas-
to
how much
spend
gas would
what
that
you
be?
spent on your GPU, you should be willing to go. To
I know, right?
Yeah.
He spent fucking
To
a
game.
grand on a 1660 Super. You're gonna be fine for
I
him.
didn't want to air
Alright.
them out like that.
Well,
Like
I'm
that,
live
Mike.
right now.
Jeez,
Now that's out there. It's
guys.
out there now. Like it's out
Guys,
there now.
that's a
It's fucking
deal.
live.
I don't know about you
Yeah,
guys, but that's
that
a
is
deal.
a deal.
That's
It's better
a
than a
deal.
4090.
All right,
Better than two of those things.
No, but seriously though, I'd love that if we did that. That'd be
That'd
dope.
be
I would.
Throw in on
I
like,
think
It
it
was
would
so
be great.
Boston, you said? Oh,
yeah, what if we
Lord.
threw in a hotel room or something so it's
Boston.
easier?
That'd be
Boston.
pretty sick.
I could take you to my favorite bars. I
That'd
could
be
have
like-
like a few favorite bars there.
We could even
That'd
have
be
like
dope.
a
I don't
game drain episode, but we're all in like the same room, like on a table or something. You know,
That'd be
That-
fucking actually pretty
See,
dope.
that would be great. That'd be
Yeah.
like an entire reason to do it on top of actually just.
I'm just
being
sitting
at the
underneath the
event.
table because I'm never on webcam. I'm just kidding. I'm on webcam.
no, like, you have your face, but it's just your profile picture.
Mike's holding the camera.
Yeah, sure.
Mike's holding the camera. But yeah, I think that would be great, honestly, and it would be cool to have something. If we did that, it would be cool to be able to record something there, whether it's live or not. It'd be
Yeah.
cool to record something there.
I just want
But
to
I
take
think-
a picture of Mike holding a PS5, like
Yeah.
cradling it.
If you buy me one, I will. Fine.
like just like look at this. Look at this little thing right here and bouncing it just a little bit.
I started vomiting.
Just bouncing it.
Look at this big sumbitch right here. Oh my god! But yeah, that would be great. I would really like that. But yeah, Ham. I know you kind of gave your thoughts on the whole E3 thing on Friday, but if there's anything you wanted to say about it, before we
It
move on.
sucks. Like I said, I planned on meeting like devs and playing some games that maybe haven't been announced yet or have been announced but like haven't been available for anybody to play or something like that. But most importantly, I do a show called Behind Them Sticks where I talk to different people all across the world about games, about their experience within gaming and whatnot. And it's really disheartening to know that I had a plan to go meet some of these individuals that I had on my show, and that is completely dead in the water now. It's not happening. So
Yeah.
that was really unfortunate. And I'm finally at a time in my life where I could like afford and find time to do something like this, and it's just my luck, kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's the way shit works, though.
It stinks, man. It really stinks, but
It does, but at least the frustration of not knowing is over.
True, because they were. It was radio silence for quite
even
some
everyone
time.
was like back, and it's like this guy's not showing up, Sega's not showing up, Ubisoft's not showing up.
Yeah, Twan said he could see it. He could pretty much see it happening, but for me, I was like tunnel vision. I didn't want to see it. I didn't.
In denial.
I was
Understandable.
100% in denial. I was in denial, and now I'm down bad because of it. But
yeah,
it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be in denial. That's a very wet place to be.
What'd you say, Mike?
Wait, what?
Not the Nile
what,
River.
man?
Never mind. The Nile River. Never mind. Go on. Denial.
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 Okay,
is a
Lo.
place. Is a place in Egypt. You're gay. Your son is gay.
Wait, what?
What?
That was some
What?
that was something that was really said by like Wendy Williams or something said that.
Wendy,
Oh
why is
my
that name
God.
so familiar?
She's
I know
insane.
what you're talking about. Oh my
Oh my
God.
god, I think you know what? Yeah, okay.
Hold on.
Like,
Yeah, I know what you're
Hold
talking
on.
about.
I don't know
Nile is a river in Egypt. Your son is gay. Like
Oh my God.
That's fucking funny.
Dude. That's fantastic. All right. Next up, this is kind of a late addition because it happened just today, and that is Xbox finally allowing another manufacturer in on their expansion drives because Western Digital seems to be the first one in besides Seagate as an option for expandable storage on the Xbox Series
Was that like
consoles.
3 years? Was that like 3 years of exclusivity they had?
About 3 years they've been running that
I thought it was only supposed
exclusivity.
to be a year.
Yeah,
I don't
Now,
know.
I've got written down here. The good news is that it comes in cheaper than the $220 Seagate option. The bad news is that it's still expensive, $180 in the US, and that is just for 1 terabyte of storage on the Xbox Series consoles. Ham, you wanted to go first on this. Let's hear your thoughts.
yeah, it still sucks. Still not
I'm
something I
in
want.
agreement.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like I appreciate the effort, but
What's up, Line?
but yo, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. I actually put a post up on Twitter after I seen this, and I was like, yo, might I remind you, Xbox, that I spent $200 for my Series S.
Yeah.
Why would I spend $20 less just for more
Storage.
memory? Yeah, just for storage. Just for storage. Why the heck
Just
would
a
I pay
terabyte.
$180 for storage when I spent $200 for the whole console? And then if you continue to read that article, it actually says for the exact same thing for a PC, $79.
Yeah.
That's insane.
$79 for the same, a whole $100 less. It goes from 3 digits to 2.
It's why I think. See, I remember everybody was kind of like jabbing at Sony for their whole.
Yeah, like you
so-
gotta be a technician.
Yeah, like you got to open up your console to put in the storage. It's not convenient. It's whatever. And to some
To me,
degree,
those are
it's
still
not.
true. It's still true. That's
Yeah.
exactly that. But But hey, I'd rather spend 5 minutes opening up my console and saving $100.
See, that's
Well,
the
technically,
thing.
you're not really opening up the console. You're just removing.
You're just removing the
flap.
Just removing the plate.
Yeah.
You're
off
not
of the console.
opening. You're not like screwing the console. Well, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
there's some screws
I mean, you
involved,
could
but,
screw
like,
the console, but I wouldn't recommend that.
You're not doing the work that you had to do a similar thing
Yeah.
in the PS4. You don't have to do all
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
In the
God.
PS4,
Oh,
you
PS4,
had to
no.
open up the whole
actually,
thing.
you had to
Yes.
open up the console for that one. The thing is,
so-
there's also the external hard drive option. That was easy. Just plug that in, and you're good to go. Right?
Yeah. See that, like, my whole thing is I get where people are coming from with, like, when they were saying that about the PlayStation, and like Ham said, I'm still kind of there with it as well. Like, I prefer to be able to slot in an expansion drive like how I can on my Series X or my Series S. The problem is that with that solution, you've made a drive that is so unbelievably small that it's just apparently hard to manufacture. Apparently, I mean that's what everyone seems to be saying. Where it's like, or not hard to manufacture, it just costs more. So
Right.
it's like you've basically made, for convenience, something that is inherently going to cost more, which is like cool. That's convenient, but like Ham said, I don't want to spend an extra $100
for convenience.
for convenience. Like I'll waste 5 minutes of my life taking the plate off of my PS5. Like unscrew, like if it was like on the Xbox, like unscrewing something on the back of the Xbox, I'll do that for 5 minutes if I have to.
And
It's
there's
not that big of a deal.
another thing to add on top of that is when you get that expansion memory card for your Xbox, you could only use that on your Xbox, right? So you're spending
Yeah.
$100 for a bit of convenience, and you only have this thing that only works on the Xbox. Meanwhile, on
That's true.
PlayStation, you got that SSD thing, and then let's say if you don't want to play on PS5 anymore, you could take that thing out, sell your PS5, and you can still use that SSD on your PC or
Yep.
something. You know, so it's at least it works on other things as well. You know,
And like, you know, I've seen also some people say, well, it's an external type device. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, I just bought a 4 terabyte external SSD for like $250. 4 terabytes with over 1,000 megabyte read write speed. I understand it's not as powerful. I mean, not as fast, but it's still plenty fast. And for price to performance, it's absolutely worth it. And it just highlights that just 1 terabyte is literally only 40, like $60, like less. Like,
Yeah.
really? I don't know. It's bad.
It,
The pricing's bad. It's bad. How about that?
it has me intrigued to see, like, are we stopping at Western Digital? Because we can't.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
no.
That can't be an option. You have to
You
have
gotta
more
actually
than just
pump these out, yeah.
you got to have more than just Western Digital and Seagate offering options, because I want to see how low this can get down to. Because the whole thing is everyone's saying it's never going to be as cheap as, like, what Ham was saying, like where it's like $79 for that 1 terabyte that's on sale on Amazon. I think it's like that's never going to be that cheap apparently. So okay, how cheap is it going to be? Because it can't bottom out at 180. It absolutely can't bottom out at 180. Like,
Yeah.
and if it does, then this has to be something where Microsoft can never make that mistake again.
Yeah.
because that is a mistake. That
A
is
huge
definitely a mistake. And it's like I'm speaking as someone who has 2 of those things, and I don't have the Western Digital one, so I got 2 1 terabytes
Spent
for
almost
200
a PS5 or
yeah
PS5 or
Yeah,
Series X, whatever.
for $220. Well, one was on sale, but still, I spent about $400 on
That's
on
fucking nuts.
on
for
just 2 terabytes of storage, one for my Series S and one for my Series X. It's like, yeah, it's convenient. I opened the package, I plugged it right in, but dude, I'll pay way less. I'll take the pain of inconvenience if I can pay way less for that thing.
Yeah.
So
And you know what's crazy too is they can definitely put their minds to it to make it not a huge inconvenience. Since there's got to be a way. Like PS5, I've watched the videos, is somewhat close. It's still a pain in the ass, but it's not, like we said, as bad as the PS4 way of doing it, but like I know there's a way they can make it even more convenient. Like it's got to be a way, and hopefully this is some kind of like an awakening like experience for them to find that way.
I just had a thought. Do you guys think, and this is crazy, but do you guys think
I don't think
everybody's talking about mid-gen refreshes on consoles? Do you think there's a world in which maybe you don't get like an Xbox Series X, whatever, Pro, Extreme, whatever the hell they want to call it. Maybe you don't get that, but maybe you get something smaller form factor that's easier to open up for this specific reason. Because if that's the case, I'd be interested in that.
all I'm gonna say is, oh, sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying I would be pretty interested in that.
Me too.
Like,
Depending on the price.
They just
easier.
better. They
Yeah.
just fucking better have that port still there though for the people that did buy one.
Oh yeah, dude, you would have
Oh,
to.
that'd be a hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would
like,
have
could
to.
you imagine?
I bought a 2 terabyte SSD on my PS5, and that thing was not cheap. Let me just tell
No.
you that it was not cheap.
No,
that thing.
and you think that's not cheap? Look at the 2 terabyte option for Xbox.
Oh,
much-
I don't even want to look at that.
How much is that? I want to know how much is
Isn't
that?
isn't it like over $300 or something?
That's disgusting. That's
yeah,
gross.
it's insane.
It's more than
It's
the
crazy.
Series S
That's
It is crazy.
at full price,
Oh my god.
which is
not-
insane. It's
it's
more
not a
than
good
one
look.
of your consoles at a full price.
Like the CPU,
This is
the
PS Vita
GPU,
all
like,
over
you have
again,
all
like
that
Ron
shit
said.
in it. You have all that shit, and it's just you have that card, and that's worth more than that. It's just
How is
crazy.
an
to think
accessory
about.
worth
You
more
know, like,
than the
all
the-
those parts spinning around? You got the GPU, CPU.
I
this,
just
that,
don't understand
fan.
how an
It's
accessory.
like all that technology.
And honestly, I think the same thing with the PlayStation VR. How is the accessory more than the console?
I mean, the PS4. Honestly, if you actually know the technology in the PSVR 2, it makes sense why it's so expensive.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It
It
doesn't.
does. Like
It doesn't. If it was able to connect to more than a PS5, then I'd say you nailed it. You're right. But seeing that it only can connect to this piece of hardware,
to
it's
be
not.
fair, that's more of a software thing than a hardware thing. To be fair,
sure,
But it's a
that
limitation.
doesn't change
It's
the
still a
that
limitation.
doesn't change the situation.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the
Yeah.
situation. I'm not dogging on the PS
Yeah.
the PlayStation VR 2 because it's a
Fuck that
wonderful
thing up.
piece.
It sucks.
It's a wonderful piece of hardware, but
Yeah.
I find it weird when you need something
Hey Ziggy.
to run said accessory and it's cheaper than the accessory that you're it's cheaper than the hardware that it goes to.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
wouldn't it be kind of weird, do you think, to get your whole PC but a USB but the Windows, but let's just say like the operating system. The Windows operating system costs more than your entire PC.
I mean, I feel like that could be possible depending on the operating system. Like, I don't know, software could be expensive,
Software
Man,
can be
I own a
expensive,
PSVR
but a
too,
Raspberry
so, like-
Pi costs more than it does to get Windows.
Yeah.
I
I'm
would
just saying,
buy
an
a
accessory
PSVR
shouldn't
too,
be
so
more
quick.
than the main piece of.
Like, I see where you're coming from, but
I
but I
Tuan,
mean,
I tend to agree with Ham on this, and I only say that because it's like you and me and Ham and we all all of us here know the tech that's in the PSVR and know that it's super impressive. But like most people, grocery shopping, they go by the
well, they have
electronics
no idea,
aisle.
yeah.
And they just see that and they're like, "Oh, that looks interesting." Then they see the price tag, they're like, "Fuck,
That's
that."
not interesting anymore.
Yeah, they're like, that looks stupid now. So it's like that's most people, and it's just a hard sell. Like even for me, who's as someone who knows how impressive it is, it's like I'm not interested. Not even kind of. I couldn't imagine somebody who doesn't know how impressive it is and then sees that price tag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard sell.
If they
I would buy
just
that
had
shit
the
for it on PC.
if they just had the ability to plug it into PC, I'd say, man, it is it is underpriced. That's how I would look at it. It's like, wow,
Really?
this thing, fuck meta. This
Yeah.
thing is stupid compared to this thing. This thing has HDR, 4K, 120 hertz.
Eye
It's
tracking,
fantastic.
eye tracking,
Eye
too.
tracking. It has all the bells and whistles that you would look for. It even has
Like, it's the
haptic
real deal, man.
in the headset.
Yeah.
It even has haptic
Yeah,
feedback in
it
the
is.
headset,
It does. I know,
which
I
is
used it.
insane. I still want one, by the way. But now that I know that it's
You better
trending the
want
way
one.
it is, it's telling me to wait for a sale.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, you gotta
Yeah.
get it. You gotta get it right now. You gotta support, man. You gotta
No,
support greatness.
no, I'm
Damn.
sorry. I'm
I
sorry,
mean-
Twan, but I gotta.
Come on, he's a
I gotta
normal
say
human
no
being.
on
Why would
this.
he do that?
Consume.
Yeah, just
I-
consume. Just consume.
I gotta say no on this one because it's just like, yo, if I can get a better deal, I'm going to do it. I wanted the A and Neo. Kay Asante said, yo, there's a better deal, and I got it.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, and going back to this, like at least the PlayStation VR 2 does something fun. The storage device doesn't do anything fun. It just holds things. For
Yeah,
you.
yeah. It's just a
No.
little card. It's got no screen on it or anything. You know, it's just
So if we're
yeah.
counting which one's worse, 100% the storage device is worse in this situation. But is this but is the situation fairly similar? Yes. The simulation the situation is fairly similar just for the fact that this is an accessory that can only be used for one thing, and it's more than the hardware it's going to. That's the main piece of the pie. It's weird.
Yeah. It's again, I go back to mid-gen refreshes. I think it'd be smart for them to really re-release the Series S with 1 terabyte. I feel like that should be like a priority for Microsoft at this point, because the amount of Series S's that are out there, it's obvious that that's the thing that's going to sell for them. Obviously, the Series X sells, but it's like they're also putting Series X on cloud servers right now. So it's like you would think that they would want to have as many Series S's as possible, and it's like when people see 512 gigabytes, you think about the games people play: Warzone, Fortnite, Apex, Madden, NBA. By the time you get a few of those games on there, it's done. You're filled up. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a smart move to rethink the Series S with 1 terabyte.
That's
I think
true.
people should rethink buying one instead. Just buy a PS5. Ain't that right?
Yeah, buy a
Yeah,
PS5 with
yeah.
buy a
Nice.
PS5.
Nice.
Buy a PS5 with slightly more storage.
Yeah,
and-
like 200
and-
gigabytes more, isn't it? Or
and less games. So let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. Get out of that
Get it
conversation.
down.
Nice
Just
and
real
quick.
quick, I wanted to run over Blind Giant's comment in the chat, which was spectacular. He said the PlayStation VR 2 really only had, and Twan, you can kick in on this if you have any kickback.
All right.
But he said the
Let's go.
PSVR 2 really only has one exclusive. Everything else is everywhere else. Too bad they didn't implement it to be used on PC also.
So you're
So
telling me
what's the-
Gran
what's the
Turismo
one
exclusive?
exclusive?
Does it have? Oh, Twan's
What-
already on fire. Jesus.
Juan's
So what
furious.
exclusives are we talking
Juan's
about?
crying right now.
He said
Twan's
it only
furious.
has one exclusive on the PSVR 2. Is
False. That's false.
that true? How many exclusives does
Gran
it have?
Turismo and
I mean, there's Gran Turismo 7. There's that Horizon game. Resident
No.
Evil 8 Village VR. That's technically an exclusive. I mean, you can't play Resident Evil VR in any other way, right? It's only on PlayStation. That's Cosmic Smash VRS. That's exclusive. So that's like 4 now. And what else?
talking about good games, Twan. I'm just kidding.
No, that's really good. I was actually playing it. It's actually really fun, that one. And I mean, I don't know if you want to count. There's games that are enhanced that are on other platforms. I don't know if you really want to count those. That's kind of like a more of a gray field because it's like they're technically games, but they're enhanced in certain ways. But that one's I don't really call
No.
those exclusive though. But
I've also
I mean,
heard
those are
that
the
some
ones. Those 4
run
games are the ones
better
that.
on other services, but the PlayStation VR 2 has like the haptics and stuff like that. What you're saying?
Oh, 100. That's what I'm saying, right? There's enhanced versions of those other games, and like the graphics are better. Some of them has new content, right? So it's like it's a bit of a gray area, right? But But yeah, like I said, those are the 4 exclusives I could name at the top of my head. But there's just probably some more that I can't think of right now. But yeah, I mean those are. I mean, I feel like Resident Evil Village alone and Gran Turismo 7 are both worth it.
He
honestly.
probably more so meant like new releases, as what I'm probably considering.
I would bet that Blind
I
was
don't know.
referring to Gran Turismo 7 as the one
Probably.
exclusive. I would bet.
Or probably, I'd imagine
Or
probably
Horizon, maybe.
Horizon, because that's like
Yeah.
a new release.
Yeah, that comes
completely.
Blind-
with
That's fair.
that comes with it.
Well, I mean, you could get it without it. I mean,
But you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah,
It's the only
yeah.
game that comes with it.
yeah, if you want to get a bundle, then yeah.
What,
Yeah.
Horizon comes with it?
So I mean, that's 4 games. It's 4 games. I
Matt,
think there's more.
that's-
I'm pretty
for
sure there's
$600.
more.
Like, he's reaching for his wallet right now. Oh my god. Calm down, Matt.
No one's reaching for their
He
wallet.
wants that
for
Horizon
Horizon.
game bad.
Dude, dude, the regular
I heard it's
Horizon
climbing
games.
the game pretty much. Is that wrong?
I'm sorry.
I heard it's climbing the game. Is that wrong?
I mean, most of it is a lot of climbing, that's for sure. But there is some
Yeah.
combat in there as well.
There is some combat in there. I love that sentence.
The combat and the big AAA release for the PS5 stunk. So I can't imagine them blowing me away with VR combat on that. I really
I
can't
just, for
imagine
some
that.
reason, the sentence "there is some combat in there" is the funniest fucking thing. I'm sorry, I just gotta say.
Yeah, in a
Sometimes
combat
you move.
game, there's
Yeah.
some combat in it.
Don't worry, there's some if you like look for it.
Sometimes you move.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
but I mean, like,
intense.
it's not like I heard some people call it on rails. It's not really. It's not on rails. You move around.
Hell, even if
freely.
it was on
It looks
rails,
like
that's
it.
fine. But if I'm climbing,
It's
only,
like
I guess-
the design of the levels are linear, right? But you move around. There's like there's some like hidden paths, and some of them do branch out. So it's not on rails, because on rails would be moving for you. It doesn't move for you. You move yourself. You
Yeah.
know? So it's a linear, like they're linear, right? But it's not on
Mhm.
rails. If you know what I'm getting at.
Let's move to the next topic.
Twan has to defend Horizon. He has to defend its
Yeah.
honor.
someone fucking has to. Anyways, next topic, right hand. Right hand.
I wanted to throw it to you guys. Do you guys have any other topics? Because I had those 4 topics, well, 5 topics: the ROG Ally, The Last of Us, Game Pass, the Western Digital Drive, and then E3.
Well,
I mean,
honestly,
mine-
I'm tired of talking about the whole CMA thing, so
Yeah, I'm not going
we're
into that.
not doing that.
My topic was gonna be the PSVR 2 not selling well, but I mean, I feel like we already talked enough about the PSVR 2. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I will just say though about the CMA thing that it's fucking funny that a U.S. senator is like, "Hey, something's kind of fishy over there with PlayStation and Japanese developers. Something's kind of going on over
and then
there."
immediately after that, Japan was like, "Okay, the Activision deal's great. We
Yeah,
like it.
great.
Go through."
Go ahead. Yep.
But, But yeah, that's all the topics for today. I think we
Yeah.
can get into a little bit of the outro stuff. We can get into overrated, underrated, and all that stuff. But first, take of the week. Does anybody have a take of the week that they want to throw out there?
I
Do you have
definitely
one?
do. I feel like it's extremely obvious.
Oh boy.
But
Uh-oh.
The Last of Us with Greg Miller, that take, that was
Ah.
extremely heavy, and it was really funny, but extremely cringe at the same time, and very unprofessional in my opinion. Like it's both of it. It was hilarious, like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. It was hilarious. It was hilarious like that, where it was just like, man, that was funny, but that didn't need to happen.
yeah, it wasn't a good look.
All right.
It'd be nice too. It's like the thing is like that's fine. He did the whole skit, but it'd be nice if he sat down somewhere and said like, "Hey, Naughty Dog, yeah, this isn't okay to launch a product like that."
Yeah.
And instead of like kind of memeing it into oblivion, just saying you should have bought a PS. Even though he's like literally kidding, I know, I agree, but like
Yeah.
it'd be nice if once again, just keeping
Just
develop-
yeah,
you
put
know
that back
reiterating that like, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, this isn't okay."
up there. Yeah.
I just thought it was a bad look, more or less, for this. Like, I get frustrated when I hear how people want gaming to be taken serious, and then that happens, and then it's
That's
just
true.
like, what do we, you guys really want?
Mhm.
Mm.
You don't want to be taken serious. You just want
It's just to
somebody
be
look at
jokes
you.
and everything, right?
You just want somebody to look at you, and like,
yeah.
and it's just kind of weird.
Let 'em know.
Because I know if I were to like usher somebody new into gaming that was, very adult, very, very mature, whatnot, they just want to play games and whatever, and they want to stay on top of the new stuff that's going on.
Then they see that,
and then they see that, and it's just like,
yeah.
like how you
They don't even know
how do you
if
convince?
take it seriously or not,
Yeah. How do you convince like this is like the thing the thing to be part of? Gaming is like the like a welcoming space, and then you see something as unwelcoming as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense.
And this isn't coming from some random fanboy. This is coming from one of the previous top dogs of IGN. Like, like this isn't,
and they own their own.
This isn't
thing
King
as well.
Thrash or like somebody in that area. This is somebody that people would literally go to find out gaming information and be well informed about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best
true.
look to me, all in
100%.
all.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's almost like what happened with Adam Sessler, almost, but not obviously as bad,
Adam Sessler's fucking.
Adam Sessler had a fucking.
He's a cool,
Nuclear.
he's a cool guy.
Just,
Adam
Yeah,
Sessler was different though because he said it to the entire industry, not just a piece of it. So
Also,
that's what I'm saying.
His
That
was
was
to
a lot more
purposely
extreme,
offend
right?
people.
Yeah.
No jokes
Yeah.
at all. No jokes at all.
Yeah.
Although I know Greg Miller supposedly doesn't like PC that much. Sure.
Yeah.
But Adam Sessler made it like well known that he doesn't like you if you're a gamer, which is insane.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Even though
Especially
he
for
played and
even when he
reviewed
talks
games.
about games. It's like you talk about games as your career. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I hate you. It's like, wait, what? I don't know. It's just so weird.
By the way, my whole career was a lie.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Adam.
Got him.
I enjoyed watching as a kid.
Like I
I
said,
really
he's
appreciated that.
Like he's a
I
lot
really
more
appreciated
extreme.
that.
Like that whole, like his situation was obviously a lot more extreme, right?
Well, the thing with Adam Sessler, like I didn't watch it. I don't know anything about him other than what happened recently.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, so like the thing with him is like he had a full blown breakdown. That's his. Like he had an actual like
Nuclear,
mental break.
Yeah.
Whereas Greg Miller is just like I'm gonna post a funny video now.
Yeah.
That was not the case for Adam Sessler.
No,
But
He's still breaking down on Twitter. Like he's still.
bro, I
bless
even kept in track with them.
Yeah, I haven't. Thankfully, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've had him
But,
muted forever now.
But yeah, that is definitely a thing that happened. But that's an understandable take or an understandable thought on that whole
100%.
Blind
situation.
says, "Oh no, it's Alex." Was saying that there was a skit that Miller made or Millard has done before, but I don't know. Have you seen that? He was wondering if you've seen like any previous skit.
I'm not sure. Is it
Well, this
in
is a
relation to this
common-
one?
The thing is like this is a
recurring
common
thing.
theme because in that
Yeah.
first video, if I remember, he was like, "Oh, if you guys just supported the Vita," because that's kind of a joke where like if anything bad happens, like if you guys just supported the Vita, we wouldn't be in this mess. So
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like World War III happens. If you guys support
it's like it's cringy as fuck, but it's just obnoxious. I don't know. It's a stupid and then double that. It's stupid. It's all everything's stupid. End quote. Everything's stupid.
Anybody else have
All right.
anything?
I know I got one, but I'm gonna wait till last. So
I have no takes.
Oh, I think I have
Okay.
that one where someone said like I think Breath of the Wild has more technical prowess than Horizon does. I thought that was
Oh,
pretty
God.
funny. Like I don't even know what that means. Like when he says that.
Breath
Like-
of the Wild has better physics than Horizon. I'll die on that.
I mean,
hill.
I
don't
mean
care.
physics maybe, but like
Yeah.
But guys, said
But if we're
technical
talking like
prowess,
visuals, then obviously, come on, it's not.
like,
it's
but
not.
What does
close.
he mean by technical prowess?
It's
He's like,
not
oh, yeah,
remotely
physics are better.
close.
Yeah, it's not even close. If he's just saying, "Hey, Horizon looks better," no shit.
Yeah,
There's a
that's the
Nintendo
one
fan
thing,
right
in my
now
opinion, that
dying to
Horizon
let you-
can die on the hill on is that it made a phenomenal looking game.
I'm gonna let you know right now, guys. If there's certain Nintendo fans out there that would fucking die on the hill, letting you know that Zelda looks better than Horizon. That would die.
I think
that
Zelda
hill.
has a better art style than Horizon. I don't think it looks better than Horizon.
Oh, they're all over that shit. Let me tell you
I'm
how
sure
wrong
they
you
are. God bless them. God bless them.
Because somebody needs to at this point.
But yeah. So Mike, you don't have one?
Nah.
Okay, so mine, Mike, you actually sent me this one. And this is just such an awesome tweet. Okay, so this guy says, just played Forbidden West, and damn, I have tears in my eyes. The plot, the themes, the characters, the dynamics, the comedy, the lore, the emotional moments, everything was shitty from beginning to end. On my way to the hospital, definitely the worst game I've ever played. And that is one of that is
Yum
one
in the
of
first half.
that is one of the greatest tweets I've ever read. And I thought
you
it
gotta
was
post that in the chat. I need to
fantastic.
see that for myself.
Dude, I'll 100%. I will 100% do that.
I'm
I
glad you
thought that
like
was
that.
one of the greatest things.
When I saw that, I'm like, Matt, please read it in fucking full. Do not just read the first like 3 words and just close it.
Honestly, like you had me in the first half. I thought this guy was gonna say it's like a masterpiece or some shit.
Dude, that's what I thought, and I was ready to be blown away.
Lore. I just love that.
But-
dude.
Comedy.
But dude, it brought itself around so perfectly, and I thought that was fantastic. I'm dropping it in the Discord.
Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. Yeah.
But
I thought Slow Mo said it the best when he said it was digital NyQuil, because it really was.
it is. It's very
Digital
strong.
NyQuil.
It's fun for some, but it's just too monotone for me, man.
Yeah.
It's
I'm a
generic.
monotone ass dude.
It's tech demo the game. It's not awesome. It's not my favorite game. But I have beat both of those games, unfortunately. But yeah, that's takes of the week. We can move now on
It was
to
the only
overrated,
game that
underrated.
was in front of Tiny Tina's for me last year.
God, you know what? What's funny is I would have to agree, even though I want to say Tiny Tina's was better, but I didn't even really beat Tiny Tina's. I
played. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna tell you. All right, I know I'm a big fan of that, but if you think Horizon is better than Tiny Tina's, you're fucking smoking crack. Horizon is boring.
The thing is,
fuck.
The thing is, I agree. Like Horizon is inherent. Like it's so like mind-numbingly boring.
I get it though.
But it's like I can at least say that I beat Horizon for better or worse. And it was for worse. It was for worse. I beat Horizon for a lot worse.
I got an under and overrated game too, by the way.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
For underrated, I'm gonna talk about Doom Eternal. No, I'm not gonna talk about that.
Better not.
For my underrated game though, there's this game I used to play as a kid, and I got reintroduced to it. It was originally an Xbox 360 arcade game.
Halo
it's
3?
a tower defense game, and it's released everywhere now. Thankfully, they re-released it because it doesn't work on like anything anymore. It's called Toy Soldiers. It is a very fun turn-based tower turn-based. No, I've been very fun and turn-based. Don't mix with me. But actually, there's a few games, but a tower defense. Basically, it's actually like a World War I, but set in a like a toy box kind of thing. So it's like action figures, and it's silly and it's goofy, and you're building up your base, and you can jump into the weapons you place, and it's very, very fun. And I adore its themes. I actually, when I was a kid, I didn't appreciate how much it actually follows the timeline of World War I. Like it starts like there's a Battle of Ypres, and then there's like Verdun, and then with Fort Vaux and all that shit, and blah 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 blah. And it's just very fun. It's very lighthearted. It's goofy. Some of the HD remakes did change things that I kind of wish they didn't change, because when they just re-release something, we got to make a change.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna make a change. Yeah, so I'm like, I kind of wish you didn't do that, but there's some really cool stuff in there. It's very fun. Like I got it off a CD key site for like $10 because they're charging $30 for an HD re-release of a game that came out in like 2010.
Nice.
So like I
Let's
don't
go.
know if I can really support. Yeah, like I just don't think. Like, I'm sorry, but $30 still for an HD re-release of a game that you didn't even need the HD re-release. You just didn't want to fix it.
It's probably
Anyways,
cheaper when it originally came out on the Xbox.
yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it was like a $10-15
Yeah,
game. on Xbox.
800 Microsoft points or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
called, you know.
But it's just so much fun. It's goofy, and it's kind of what really originally kind of kicked off my whole interest in World War One, because I just thought it was fucking crazy that I would just be sitting on a machine gun and then like 500 troops would just come running over a trench at me, and I'm like, there's no way this is real. And it was real. That's what happened. So like it was kind of like the kickoff of like my whole interest in that whole time period, even though there's obviously things that aren't like super accurate, but it's a fucking video game that takes place in a toy box.
Yeah.
So, but like it's really cool. It's like it's cute. Like the tanks have like a little crank wheel on the side of them as they're moving, and they stop, and it starts to wind up, and it starts
wind up whole thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's silly, and
yeah.
it's really fun. And I recommend if you find it on sale or if you get on a CD key site, I really recommend checking it out. Especially if you like tower defense games that allow you to jump in to your defenses. Like you can get behind
Is the XBLA version backwards compatible, or is it not?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I know they re-released it on Switch. So if you want to play on your fucking Switch, you can play it there too. It's probably Steam Deck compatible. I mean, why wouldn't it be? But,
100%.
But it's just good fun. It's silly. It's over the top. And I do recommend it. I think it is underrated. I don't know if it's worth the $30 price tag. I'm not going to say that, but it's fun. I recommend it. It's called Toy Soldiers.
Nice.
All right, I guess I'll go next. The
Let's see,
game
get
that I
ready.
find underrated, and it's super old, for the Sega
Infinite.
Dreamcast.
Ooh.
Okay,
Well, let's see.
bam, right there.
Oh,
Fighting
Fighting
Force.
Force 2.
Yes, Fighting Force 2.
Nice.
Fantastic game. I absolutely loved this joint when I was a kid. I played the original Fighting Force, I think, on like 64. And I think it was called like Fighting Force 64.
Why? What else would they call it? You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the 64 did. They just put the game name
Like,
on it
even
and
if
then
the
put
game was
64
on
on
another-
the back.
even if the game was on another console, if they just ported to the N64, they just slap 64 on that.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the 64-bit version. Let's go.
I want Halo
I played
Combat
Fighting
Evolved
Force on the
Series X.
PS1. What's up?
I said I want Halo Combat Evolved Series X version. I just want it to be called that.
You do.
Series
Oh,
X.
God, it's an MCC, bud.
No.
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
saying,
ground
if it's in the title, you know, like in the
Yeah,
title,
exactly. I want it in the title.
You know?
No, you
I
don't.
don't want it to be named anything
Halo
else.
Combat Evolved Series X.
No, you don't.
Yes, exactly.
Just have every time when a game comes out, just have the name of the console in the title of the game. For example, Resident Evil 4 PS5, or you know, what else? Fucking Call of Duty X. Yeah, like I said, Series X, right? Or
Yep.
Stop this. Anyways, what is happening right now? Twan, what you got a game?
I got a game.
No, you don't.
Unless I know, are you done talking about Fighting Force too?
Yeah. I just
Okay,
wanted to
okay.
say
This game, like honestly, like the reason why I thought about this game recently is just because of all the slander I've been seeing about VR recently on Twitter, and it just reminded me because like everyone's like, I'm seeing all these guys saying, you know, they're saying that the PSVR 2 isn't sellable, but like, oh, VR isn't, you know, it's not there yet, right? You know, and like,
Yep.
it pisses me off, right? Because this game right here,
Sorry, go on.
because this game right here, like Astrobot Rescue Mission, I feel like this is underrated. Like,
you know
honestly,
what? Too bad PlayStation VR 2 isn't back compat, bud, or else you'd be able to play it.
well, I mean, I have the original VR headset.
I know
That's just
Cool,
how
you
I
just gotta
do
pay
it.
more
I'm
money.
just saying, you know, it wouldn't it be
But the
nice
thing
to not
is,
have to
though-
bust out the old stuff with
Yeah,
all
it
those
would be
millions
nice.
of cords?
It would be nice, but hey, this is reality, you know. But
This is
Exactly.
but
Gotta set your
anyways,
standards low.
so so this game right here, this
Sorry, go
game
on.
right here is like, this game is honestly, I'd call it a masterpiece, honestly, because like
Oh.
this is what sold me on VR. Like when I put this headset on and I popped this game in, and it was like 3 years ago I played this. I was blown away. Like I actually had to take off the headset every like 5 minutes because I had tears in my eyes. I had to wipe them off and put the headset back on because I was just
why?
What's happening?
Why are you crying? What?
What is happening?
like,
Well, I'll explain that right now before I get mad.
Just because like the overwhelming amount of joy I had playing this game. Because like it's just insane.
I'm
Clip
not sure
that
if that's
shit.
a good answer. Okay.
Like,
Somebody
it's just-
clip that. One
Oh,
time,
Overwhelming
like,
amount of joy.
yeah, like that because like it's just that like honestly, this is like
tears.
honestly, I'd say like this is like a Mario 64 moment of like platformers, in my opinion. Because the perspective that this game gives you and like the control, like it feels like you're a part of that world, right? Like you play as this big robot, you're controlling the smaller robot, right? And the level design's great. The bosses are actually fun, and then the control even has gimmicks where you could use it as like a water gun. You could use it to throw ninja stars. It's just it's a phenomenal game, and it's a shame because I feel like nobody's played this because I guess no one wanted to give VR a try. I guess, and they just. I don't know. People seem to grow some balls. Just get a headset and just play it. Because I feel like
some balls.
Yeah, just drop $600. Just do it. Grow some balls and just throw $600 at a game. Yep.
Yeah, man, get some nuts, bud.
because if you think about it, it's so hard. If you think about it, it's so hard to sell. It's so hard to sell a headset because like you can't really explain it like through
So
video.
yeah, just since it's hard to sell
They
it, just
can't
grow
just
some
be like,
balls
"Oh,
and buy
here."
it.
They can't just be like, "Oh, here." They'll like get a headset, throw it across the video.
I'll tell you what, it might be hard to sell a headset, but you are selling it right now. Just told everyone to grow a pair of nuts.
I like
do it.
I like how his method of selling this thing is like what like console
Is
stores in the 90s did.
Insulting people. He's insulting people into buying their product. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Terrible, dude.
But like I said,
Man,
honestly,
You really got
anyone-
that. You really got that Sony marketing down, Twan.
Yeah,
But
don't
seriously,
work in marketing.
anyone that doesn't believe in VR and think it's not ready yet, they haven't played this game. That's just what it is. They have not
my-
played this game. Because if they played this
And-
game, then they would have been sold on VR. Because they'd be like, okay, yes, this works. This is amazing. Because
And
this is
they're a
what-
stupid bitch.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My
Exactly.
God, you guys. Jeez Louise.
That's
You're a
it.
stupid bitch.
Anyways,
you're a person
Astrobot,
pushing it. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
god.
Matt,
Honestly,
please
I think
go.
I told you. Like I
Yeah,
think
we're
I told
done.
you
We're
this.
done. You know.
I think I told you this
Honestly-
originally. Like this is worth getting a PSVR alone. It's just
Why are
for
we
this.
back on this subject?
Right.
Okay, go.
No, that's Ham, that's the finale. That's the finale, okay?
Okay,
I don't
that's
got
fine.
one.
Grow a pair of balls.
I don't got one. That's the finale. Twan took us out on that. Now we can get into the outros.
Oh yes,
You know.
yes. Let's please get into the outros. Me, Ham Solo 05 Gaming. You can check me out on Twitter at Ham Solo 05 Gaming. But if you want to check out my shows that I have, 4 days a week, it's on TSWS Gaming here on YouTube. Check it out. Matt, your turn.
At Matt Likes Games on Twitter. You can find me Matt Likes Games on YouTube. Videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are the places you can find me.
I guess I'll go. Find me here every Sunday on this. You can find me here every Sunday on this show every Sunday. And
Hopefully, guys
I'm also
grow a
on
pair
Twitter.
of balls by then. One more
I can
issue. Keep going.
I'm on
sorry.
Twitter at It's Me Twan. I don't know, man. Twitter's kind of falling apart. I don't even know how long. Fuck, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna stay on Twitter. Who knows? But yeah,
Doing
that's me. I don't know, man. The place is falling apart, man.
It is.
Twitter, fuck, man.
But it'll
Should
be
I-
fine.
Should I go?
Anyways,
Yeah.
Go
Mike.
ahead,
there you
Mike.
go, man.
You can find me on Twitter at Hard Days Mike, and you can find me at Twitch on Hard Days Mike. I'm gonna try to start streaming more. It's hard because I got to put effort into it. So yeah, I'll try. That's all.
All right, you
There you
guys.
go.
Thanks for everybody that checked us out. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out.
Grow some
See
balls.
you next week.